So it's a profound personal honor for me to convene this hearing here in the United States Senate on the essential role of immigrant workers in America. I am the proud son of two immigrant workers, and I know firsthand the value that immigrants bring to this country. Like so many others, my mother and father came to the United States to make a better life. They arrived in California from different parts of Mexico in the 1960s. They, like so many others, came with the belief in the promise of the American dream, that no matter where you are from, if you work hard, you can contribute to your community and build a better future for your children. My parents worked tirelessly for 40 years to realize that dream. My father as a short order cook, and my mom as a housekeeper. When they first met, they fell in love and they decided to apply for green cards in that order. Eventually, they became American citizens, and along the way, they had and raised three children to believe in the value of hard work, getting a good education, and service to others. I sit here today as the embodiment of their American dream, the son of immigrants from Mexico, now serving in the United States Senate, presiding over a hearing to discuss immigration. So yes, immigration is personal to me and important to my state. In fact, Senator Cornyn, no states have more at stake in immigration policy than California and Texas. Together, our states are home to more than a third of the country's foreign-born population. Now, I know I sit here because of my parents' many years of hard, essential work, but also because of their good fortune. However, too many immigrants across the country with the same values and drive to succeed as my parents are left to struggle against the arbitrary and unfair rules of our immigration system. Too many immigrants lack basic workplace protections because of their immigration status. Too many families are denied critical aid. And yet America depends on the labor of immigrants. Immigrants are critical to our strength in every essential industry, from agriculture and education to healthcare, domestic work, construction, food processing, technology, and many more. During the COVID-19 pandemic, nearly 1 in 5 jobs deemed essential by the United States government was held by an immigrant. Almost 3/4 of undocumented immigrants work in an essential industry. Day in and day out, immigrants have put their own health and their family's health on the line to keep America running. Immigrants disproportionately work in the kinds of jobs that cannot be done by Zoom or WebEx or any platform. Now, during the course of the pandemic, when hundreds of thousands of people were in the process of dying in our country, these immigrant essential workers risked their own lives and the lives of their families to ensure that Americans still had food on the tables, that our children and elderly were cared for, that our healthcare centers and other facilities were cleaned and sanitized. They have more than earned the security and protection in this country for which they have sacrificed so much. Let us take a moment to reflect on the fact that the United States government deems these immigrants essential to keeping our country running and keeping Americans alive. Yet that same government denies them any permanent protections. The first bill I've introduced as a United States Senator was the Citizenship for Essential Workers Act. It would create a pathway to citizenship for the over 5 million essential workers without permanent legal status who have kept Americans healthy, fed, and safe during the COVID-19 pandemic. And I thank so many of my colleagues for co-sponsoring the bill so far, including Leader Schumer, Chairman Durbin, and Senators Warren, Sanders, Blumenthal, Booker, Gillibrand, Hickenlooper, Markey, Van Hollen, Whitehouse, Baldwin, and Coons. The immigrant workers who have sacrificed and served for us through the pandemic have earned more than platitudes. They have earned citizenship. Strengthening legal protections for immigrants and creating new paths to citizenship will also grow our economy and improve workplaces for all. Now, I know that some of my colleagues may claim that we can't take action on immigration reforms that have broad bipartisan support because of the growing number of asylum seekers arriving at our southern border. While there's clearly more work to be done, the fact is the Biden-Harris administration has already made significant progress at establishing a well-managed and secure border while also treating people more fairly and more humanely, despite what the Trump administration left behind. Indeed, the number of children in customs and border protection facilities has dropped 85% since late March, and the amount of time children spend in these facilities has fallen by about 77% over the same time frame. So I don't want us to misrepresent the asylum process at the border as the entirety of our immigration system. How we address the status of those who are already here is an entirely separate issue. We can't keep the people who've been working on the front lines, who are part of our communities, who've been here for decades, waiting for the shot at the American dream that they have earned. It's time to reform our immigration system to promote justice, protect dignity, and better reflect the needs of our country.